Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. We are back with more Phoenix of the Raito. I forgot what we were doing last time. To be fair. Move. Oh yeah, we were gonna go confront detective a dependency lady. Now that we got all that information on her. Yeah. Exactly. Whoops.
This is not dependency, lady.
Move in there. She was gone. She moved away for a moment, but then we talked with Edgeworth a little bit more.
Oh, dependency lady. Now I remember.
Yeah, she's back now.
Yeah.
Okay, you decided to call it quits.
Apparently that thing showed like one speck of the clover out of how many specks? So that would require us to go to every darn
Like 6 or
location.
so.
Yeah.
All right, next week is the end, no matter what.
What's that? We got booted out of the castle one more time? There's even a bigger final boss. That alone.
Do or die.
Oh man, that got me so angry. I'm not gonna hate the game for it. It's not Origami King. It's just the game does not know when to end. And I was kind of hoping
we
it
can
would
still
end.
hate it. Don't worry, it's a game. It's not people.
I guess you're right.
Hold
on.
You're Phoenix, right?
Hold on. Let me see if Twitch is actually looking great. Let's see. Is it showing me? Hold on. My channel. Why is it showing that there is a connection error? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Hold on. Let me see. Because if that's not going to happen, in the best way possible, we'll be wasting our time. All right, let's see. Twitch.
I don't believe in wasting my time.
Well, buddy, you're here with us right now.
Hey, this is
Jeopardy. I know.
No, you're doing it wrong. This is Jeopardy.
What's going on here? Oh yeah, I see it. I see us here. Okay, we're actually here. I don't know why my phone is spazzing out. We are actually live. Anyway, let's get started.
Oh, Miss Andrews is here.
Coincidentally.
But it looks like she's talking with someone.
That's Francisca von Carva.
Oh boy, we don't need 3 women in the same room. What is this? Miss von Karma? What are you doing here?
Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so,
You've got some nerve following me around. People will think you have the wrong idea about me.
Following you?
That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following. What is this, Twitter?
Girls.
You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh.
I do want to make it clear. I think she started calling him that now, as opposed to a couple cases prior. So she may have gotten a fondness for him, even though the fondness was not strong enough for her to not to fire her with. Like she was flat out gonna fire him.
I think it might just be a case of flexing her power on him and calling him a dog, essentially, like Seto Kaiba does with Joey. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. What is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective.
That's illegal.
And with this, I know that fool's every move. Yeah, considering we're at the Watergate Hotel, that seems on point.
So that noise we heard was this receiver? I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now.
It's now illegal.
Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews.
Yes, Samus, what's up?
Yes. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right.
What were those two talking about?
Well, they weren't talking about boys. That would violate the rules of narrative. Miss Handwoos? She seems a little dazed, doesn't she? She got drugged. Oh, wait, she's a blonde. Never mind.
With this character, the shipping started.
Yeah, this is Samus. This is Samus before she became an amazing bounty hunter.
No,
I'm
she
talking
decided to
about the
have a
shipping
boring
between
job
her
because
and
she got tired
Francisca.
She got tired of being a bird person. So
Bird
she came
person.
to Earth to be a boring person. Bird. Oh wait, did it was Exposed here when we went through Old Bag and her
No,
locks?
he was not here
No,
for.
we have been absent for the past 3 episodes.
Oh, you missed out on the loudest celebration I had concerning these locks.
Yeah.
You just have to watch it, or whenever it gets.
Oh, he
uploaded,
knows.
just-
He knows pretty much the
Oh.
the deal with Old Bag already.
That was
I
just.
forget most of it, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, okay then. Yeah. Okay.
Should I explain? It's just I don't have to. I'm satisfied with what it was.
It's up
It
to
was
you, Ben, if you
just-
want to say it. It depends. Well, actually, it depends on Explodes.
Ah.
Explodes hates and loves spoilers. That's kind of the thing I've learned.
Yes, but he also
Well, I've already
knows the
heard it
game.
once, so it wouldn't hurt again.
All right, go for it.
It was just very over the moon for me. No, here's the thing. I predicted it's like, okay, honestly, this has got to hit like 2 or 3 of those locks. And then it did. I'm like, what what just happened? And then the other one just came off just like that. I'm thinking, what was this thing a whole red herring? What the actual heck?
Yeah, Old Bag had like
That's
4
like
locks,
freaking
and then
rad.
just breaking one broke the rest. So it's like, okay, good.
Well, I mean, she's an easy woman.
Why was
Anyways.
Juan Hukurita murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. On Guard's life in danger by your actions?
Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corrida. The article says differently.
We're not that close.
That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person.
You're not good at being intimate with another person, huh? Somehow I highly doubt that. Okay, so I think originally we threw this one out there,
She's
the
very
gossip.
Close to your mentor.
The
Well,
tablet.
she was also close to her mentor. That was like the main thing I think we were trying to get on was the fact it's like, oh yeah, she tried to kill herself because her mentor died, and that mentor was in charge of Juan Corrida, I think it was.
I think this was the entry point though, because we had thrown this originally and it sent us through different ones, but we didn't have these two at the time. The suicide report and the attempted suicide report.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
You and Mr. Corrida had an intimate relationship, did you not?
One moment, just closing down some tabs. I thought your audio got a bit jaunty there.
See.
A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish.
Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into this story.
As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars.
Note to self, stay on our good side.
In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that.
I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone?
Me? You get close with Mr. Corrida? As if there was ever such a need.
Didn't you get close to Mr. Corrida for this person's sake? Okay.
Wasn't it because of her mentor then? Because it wasn't for Corrida and it wasn't for him because we went through both of those, I believe.
Oh, Celeste Impacts, yeah.
It's none of the two actors. We tried that, we failed, we died. I remember that. That's on me. I remember my failure vividly. I'm
Celeste. You know, funny enough, we're actually opening up wounds to this person just to get information out of her.
just like any good trauma.
Celeste Impacts, your mentor.
Gotta love that name. How do you know about Celeste?
Miss Impacts, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Carita's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Carita so you could find out more about her suicide.
You have a great imagination. Everyone always says that. You may have a future yet as a slimy mud director for a putrid third-rate tabloid.
Miss Andrews?
There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing.
Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Attempted suicide report. Yeah. Shock from Celeste Impact suicide. Yeah. What? That wasn't it?
Get a hold of yourself.
Huh? If you want... Okay, that was not it.
What
What?
advice on doing yourself and just asking someone?
I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Found by Juan Carita, was her suicide note hidden? This would have to be the only other thing we have. Because I threw out the attempted suicide report from Adrian Andrews. And then there's a suicide report. Yeah. Okay, it was that. Okay. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Carita.
Juan?
And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Carita.
Damn. I've sat by quietly listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor. However, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that our suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. Sorry, didn't want to trip over my words.
That's the impression you like to give me. However, I don't think that's who you really are.
What?
I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impacts was someone very special to you. Reason
boy.
shock from Celeste Impacts suicide. Yeah, so that was the reason. Okay. I just got my wires crossed. Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you?
Went through with what?
Ending your life.
We're hitting on some really heavy topics here in this version.
Miss
More so
Andrews.
than usual.
Well, a complete 180 from what? The circus antics?
Yeah.
Miss
Oh,
Andrews.
God.
Yeah, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself.
Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember.
However, that is all just a lie. A facade!
Oh no, we're not misfrenching words here.
You always
We will
searched.
not misfrench the yogurt language.
You always searched out people who you could depend on.
That's
You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had.
Ooh, we're close. We're close, baby. When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note.
You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Carita of hiding Miss Impact's note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes.
What do you mean?
What topic did we start this conversation on again?
It was why the victim was killed.
Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Kurita dead.
Me?
Miss Impax was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder in red text.
Wow.
Oh, wow, okay. We guess we didn't have to get that other one out. Ah, yes, my mana's back.
Ah, health is
Most of it anyway.
restored.
Most of it, anyways.
Yeah, most of it. It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small. I don't know, you're pretty curvy here. And I really don't have a lot of self-confidence. As evidenced by your bangs. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Well, you are talking to a lawyer, so you were kind of effed from the start.
Oh, they have like
Miss Andrews?
they have somber Steel Samurai music.
This one
Well,
thing.
there is a description.
It's the only thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. Damn. It was my secret. Mine and mine alone.
I'm sorry, but you know, I had to throw out my lawyer tricks, you know.
You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you?
No, I just need information.
No, I just think you look like Samus.
Yes, Sam. Please, Miss Andrews. All I want to know is the truth.
Do you cosplay as Samus Zero Suit? I mean, if she says yes, it's not a loss. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note.
You just see like the chains come back up after that.
Tell us your cosplay. All right, so subscribe to my OnlyFans. Wait, did you say only cuts? You just lose. And that someone was Juan Corrida. Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. Damn, woman.
So you got
Marry
close to
already.
So you got close to Mr. Kurita to recover a suicide note, correct? Well, that could have happened to Phoenix too, if you think about it. If he was so dependent on Mia when she was alive, the fact that she died, he could have gone that way as well.
Well, yes, but Juan Corrida can't come back as a ghost to tell the truth now, can he?
That's why I said could have.
Well, Mia's big bust is literally tying her down to the mortal coil, so apparently even with spiritual power, she cannot escape this because the gravity of her personality is keeping her in this world. And with that, I think I ran out of chess jokes for this season. Okay. Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it?
Well, like they say, well, I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire.
And if they purposefully had fuel to the fire, they'd keep the celebrity world burning.
Yeah, she's lucky that she's talking to Phoenix and not Lotta outside the door.
Oh, thank our lot of stars. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me. That's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so.
I
Considering how some of
understand.
these cases go, I wouldn't actually be surprised if somehow Juan Corrida killed himself. And that's why it's like, oh, well, so that's why the glass of tomato juice is like that, but everything else was scattered all over the place. He probably killed himself. Oh,
No
I have
way!
one.
I can't believe this!
Look, consider the twist we've honestly had sometimes and the number of, oh, they killed themselves as being the twist. I wouldn't doubt it. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. Is about picking up your Samus suit? My attempted suicide, I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Hey, I'm a lawyer. Miss Andrews. If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. Okay.
All
girl,
right,
damn.
I understand. We'll keep it a secret, but hopefully Von Karma keeps that secret too.
She won't.
Miss Andrews, I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says
I actually
anything
have a
without
feel-
carefully thinking it through it first. What?
I have a feeling Von Karma is going to bring it up, but we'll actually like have to find a way to go around it. Saying like this has nothing whatsoever to do with her weakness, or we may end up trying to BS a lie. Knowing Karma, that's exactly what she'd do. Because at all costs, that's how she gets her conviction.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back.
That card. Yeah, I guess she has it. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding?
How about a magic trick? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. Is it from D Killer? It's a conch shell.
What is it? Looks like a seashell?
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wondered where I picked it up from.
Her not remembering something clearly. Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence.
Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. Ungard in your capable hands.
Did we get that as our evidence?
Having to do 3 women in one scene. Oof, I'm bushed. 3 women's voices. Let me reiterate.
No, you really wanted to leave it vague on purpose.
No, I accidentally left it vague and I realized in the split second. Oh, I am not a womanizer.
Well,
I just happen to think it's normalized.
I think we've gathered about all we can.
What about Mystic Maya? Is she all white?
No, Pearls. She looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all. She's
I'm
been
not
walking
worried about
all over
Maya.
the place with me today.
Hey, Maya, I have an idea. How about you turn into Mia, use your incredibly new gained size and mass to break out of the bonds that you're at, and then use Mia's acrobatic kung fu skills to get your captor and run out of there.
If he was acrobatically kung fu inclined, he wouldn't be dead.
Well, bullets move faster than the human eye. No martial artist can outpace a bullet.
Statue.
Remember,
That's
you're
why I will
fighting me,
respect
Mr. Right. Tao Pai Pai.
you. Well, remember, she was made of scissors and she was weak against rock. That's how it goes. Fair. I've won your argument. Either that or she was a flying type and she couldn't actually beat rock.
I stick my tongue out and I can incapacitate anyone. Screw the
Okay,
rules.
I have money?
Well, how else do you afford those burgers? Okay,
Anyways.
let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, all right?
Oh no. I'm okay, really. I'm fine. I really am.
You don't look.
Pearls, you're so adorable.
You don't look fine to me. All right, let's.
Honestly, if we had Pearls this entire time instead of Maya, I probably would have liked the sidekick role a bit better. I'm just saying, Maya and Mia act literally the same way, but only one of them is subjectively better.
Is this next day? Oh.
So, what now?
Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive.
You mean this impacts suicide now?
This is so weird talking to a little girl about suicide. That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever.
She doesn't even know what internet is, and she's interested in suicide notes. Mr. Nick, the Twin Siva.
Hello? Wright and Company Law Offices. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? You know exactly where that's from.
Well,
Mister,
they know who you are, remember?
True.
Because they know you're an attorney. They know who you are.
Mr. Attorney, you're not answering not answering a phone.
Maya? Where's Maya?
As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this entire time. There you go.
It's been about a week, but it feels like yesterday. Phew.
Which is why I suppose she is absolutely vanished.
What?
So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree?
Wait, Maya. Let me hear her.
Very well.
Ask my
Maya, is that you?
sis. Ask my sis.
Maya! Maya! Damn it, he cut me off.
He hasn't sworn all that much in these games, has he?
Well, he's actually really warranting that, considering the stakes. So,
Oh, yeah. We're
like,
talking about suicide, and we're talking about getting an acquittal and kidnapping. I mean, good thing they didn't kidnap Pearl, otherwise it could be almost seen as human trafficking.
I'm talking about a possible murder if he fails.
yeah, so he is stressed.
Yes. Mystic Maya said, ask my sis, didn't she?
Sis, what does she mean by that? Oh, that's Mia.
Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one.
Sorry? Ah! Whoa. Okay.
This outfit is objectively worse.
Mia!
I'm seeing topside and under cleavage. I have a message from Maya. So come, ask me anything you want about her. Oh, so they are in contact with her. Well, there goes my theory blown out of the water. For once, Mia, your incredibly busted abilities are quite literally unbustable.
How's Maya?
She's safe. For now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems.
I'm glad to hear she's safe, but Mia, how did you know?
As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could.
I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. Okay. Kidnapper, what's he like?
I don't know. Apparently, Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there.
And?
She didn't see the face of her attacker.
Ah,
Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her.
when you were with her. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie.
We're in the back rooms.
I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go.
Oh, at least you haven't lost your appetite.
I have to stay positive. He's promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die.
Well,
Maya.
Maya,
Kidnapper's promise.
Maya, look, you have a whole bunch of drinks over there.
Look at all this wine. Get drunk.
Back then it was still legal for 18-year-olds to drink.
Screw that, dude. You're kidnapped. You're kidnapped.
She's 18. She's of age. We're allowed to ship her, remember?
Oh yeah,
of
she's
age.
she's 18 by this point.
No, right now. Yes,
Unless the legal
and back
drinking
then it
age
was
isn't
illegal to be
18.
drinking at 18.
Okay, I was about to say.
Oh,
it's like
21.
21 is still
Yeah,
illegal
21.
drinking
Yeah, it is.
age. Don't ask, don't tell. Wait, that's not the same situation.
What's this? It feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here. They feel like barrels. I'll pass. Too bad I'm really hungry and not really thirsty.
Mm.
Fair enough. There's all sorts of things piled up here. But it's too dark to see.
Oh, there's clearly a light over there.
I said it's too dark to see, voice in my head.
Like one of the boxes says, "How to be a useful companion to a lawyer." She just chucks it. She just chucks it.
3
Totally, I
points
could
on how
see-
not to break the law during your investigation? Wait, where's the third one?
Drats, it's locked. But this door lock seems easy to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or stiff piece of cardboard. Then, bloop, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card or like that around here I could use. Oh, hey.
Oh, Maya, don't ever change.
Huh? Someone dropped a card here. Kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell. I think. What a strange card. Oh, that's it. This shell card. I'll use this. Maybe I can get out. Get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I have a feeling this card might be useful.
Hmm.
I'm such a genius.
When your ideas are in a vacuum.
All right, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it. Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting or worried. And then
To be continued. She gets booped in the head. Oh no, she gets tongued in the head.
I didn't go deep enough to kill you, just to paralyze you.
You're still worth something while you're alive.
Oh yeah. Adrian, Ingard. Did we lose Ben?
He must be busy doing something. He's muted at the
Nope,
moment.
sorry, I'm here. I thought I was unmuted. I was about to say, if she's escaped, then all we have to do is just stall until Maya comes in. Because then it's not a one-day trial, it'll be a
Oh, that would be too easy.
several-day trial. Oh no. Never mind, Maya, please say kidnapped. We only want this trial to go on for 1 day. Too late. All right, now, channeling my inner Michelangelo. Dude, Adrian did it.
That's what it looks like.
Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that.
In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you.
A mountain of evidence?
I'm certain that there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you.
Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, all right? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that.
Now, I understand. I was in that. Oh,
Well,
she's
it's almost time.
Mia.
We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know. Well, it somewhat makes more sense that she's involved, and it's not because Phoenix is incompetent. Because I think Phoenix handled what he could by himself anyway.
I mean, he did that dreadful circus case.
Yeah. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now.
Did you
Or
really think we
pearls.
would honestly need Mia for the circus case? It was already a circus.
No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going. Well, then you should have just made up evidence like a certain Miss Von Karma does.
Oh, it's him. This is right. Yeah, he should have said that beforehand.
Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial.
Maya, she's unharmed, right?
Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, Mr. Wright. People don't die that easily. Besides,
My
what
tongue.
besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. Ugh. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts, and even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win today's contest, if you please. Wait! Kidnapper sent me a present?
Mr. Lawyer Dude, who was that?
No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything.
Dude, did your nose just get longer?
Oh no, he found out.
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt and God. Are the prosecution and defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma?
I
Is this
don't.
the present he was talking about?
I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me?
Your Honor.
Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it?
Prosecutor Von Karma has.
Oh,
This
this
morning.
right.
Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman.
Hey, yo!
What?
Shot?
Okay, hold on, pause. Dude, you absolute idiot of a kidnapper. Why would you shoot the prosecution? That makes it seem all the more obvious. Oh, God. This dude is literally making it harder for you to get an acquittal. He's asking the impossible from you. Jeez.
Well, you're getting rid of a,
Antagonist.
That doesn't
Yeah.
matter because she's trying to
I'll-
prove his defendant wrong. But if she is shot, that will literally say to people, oh, well, they couldn't prove anything wrong like that. That means he must be guilty because
Okay.
they had no other way of getting him out unless to kill the prosecution.
Counterpoint.
This literally
Counterpoint. This
says
is not a jury. We're not trying to sway a jury here. We're trying to sway the judge.
there's only been one jury in this entire series.
I stand by my assertion. Meanwhile, back to Miss Mia Milkers. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about.
Is present.
Can we get a refund? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment.
Yeah, Prodigy, that's what I was thinking of.
If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. Yeah, and now Phoenix looks guilty.
This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she all right?
I don't have that answer.
Oh, she's alive and it's.
That's good. Phew.
Wait, who said that?
You're...
I thought he'd show up.
Get ready.
Oh, she's fine and in stable condition, Your Honor. Due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Okay,
Changing
well,
one Prodigy for another.
there was no way to actively get rid of her unless she literally took a bullet. So yes,
So,
the status quo has been reached.
oh, oh wait, it's like father like daughter now.
Wow. Yeah, they both took a bullet, all for a case. Jesus. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder. That does sound familiar. And is currently undergoing surgery. Don't worry, Daddy. I wear it with pride like you. Luckily, I looked this case over and am familiar with the details. Daddy's home. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard.
The court acknowledges the prosecution.
Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. You know, after everyone thought I was dead. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Is he gonna help us? Again? Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please not hold back, please not hold back, please not hold back. It's always Gumshoe. Thank the stars.
He's the very first one because he has to lay out the case. It's day one, remember?
Please bring Detective Gumshoe, wait, he's still detective, to the witness stand.
Hey,
I was fired.
No, he saved his neck, remember? I'll be right back. Give me a second. I gotta do something real quick.
And I get drunk.
Even if it wasn't, there's no way Edgeworth would lose his favorite lackey.
That is true. Better to keep him inside the police force, and considering I think Edgeworth has more say than Franziska von Bitch. Friend Bichka von Karma. Then yeah, it makes sense. Plus, he is actually part of the DA's office, whereas she is just a prosecution. Although she does have a lot of sway, she is not invulnerable. Besides, she's German or Russian.
Yes!
We don't need any more circus themes.
I'm back. What's going on? Okay.
Witness, your name and occupation. Not like everyone here can do it by themselves.
Oh, by the way, we got a first-time chatter. Aloha, folks, and hello. This is Spartan, by the way. He goes, Francisco's German. I know. We all know that.
However, one guy, this guy, decided to portray as Russian. You can ask why. He will not answer because he's white. Now that I've self-deprecated myself, I've met my quota for the day.
My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct for now.
Aha! So it's not a full save.
For
Sorry,
now.
Oh, sorry. For now.
After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir.
Detective Gumshoe.
So I was right. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Did he just give him a boost? Wow, you really have changed, Kaiba. I mean, Edgeworth.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's have your testimony. If you want to explore the various facts of this case, we must start with that. Can't believe I'm saying it. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight.
Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer
Just
was
like old times.
the answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth.
Honestly, I like this whole ambiguous thing. It's like, show me your resolve, show me your answer, and all that. So, sorry, it is something I do like within Eastern writings when they do a narrative. It just makes it... Because it can translate into anything until they finally say it, which means you're hooked until they finally say it. Like Schrodinger's cat.
This might have happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, We believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case.
Unless you swallowed it.
However, we later found that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
I call that BS.
After the award ceremony,
Hey.
the victim was alone in his room.
Hey, Explode's still here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, you get 1 deduction of a point that we've been not keeping track of.
That we haven't kept track of.
Anyways, what's that other voice said?
Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir.
So not together, so it ain't weird.
I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Bear facts. Oh no, we're not going to choose the bear over the man, are we?
Murder happened after. Okay, we're gonna press everything because we can again. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. And then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
And that's when the victim's body was found, correct?
Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period.
Judge.
Sorry, please continue with your testimony, detective.
I know you're expecting me to say something from that. The charm, as they say.
Victim.
Expectations too.
The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct?
Yeah.
Who is Adrian Andrews you were talking about?
He sounds like a handsome man. She's the defendant, Matt Ungard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir.
Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence.
The last actual beautiful woman that came into your court, sir, decided to whip you nonstop, and you always bow to her wishes.
When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Ungard. After visiting his room, she went next to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir.
Okay, but the question is why? She's not his manager.
I see. And that's when she found the victim's body, right?
We're looking at the cause of death. We believe he was definitely murdered. Okay. The cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Kurita was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal.
Oh, so there is more.
Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, real bro's attention will be drawn here, to this bandana.
Oh, banana.
Banana would go great with my drugs.
Yes, wait, hold on a second. We can't go any further. We must.
that kind of goes full circle because the very first case we were talking about bananas, remember?
The balance of the universe has been saved.
His bandana, sir.
Okay, so I didn't misread that. I was going crazy.
His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck. Your short wasn't a banana.
Ah, yes, I see. His banana certificate.
Okay, Jeff has been smoking too long. It's been months, man.
Then what about the knife?
It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
Which actively can tell if he was killed by the knife because of blood congealing and all that jazz.
We have a crafty murderer on our hands here.
So he was strangled. Yep.
Time of death, 8:15. Cause, strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife.
I mean, I've always heard people always choking on a banana, but not strangled by a banana-scented bandana.
At first, we thought there was
This is
something
truly
suspicious
your
about the empty
case.
guitar case. Okay. And why did you think that?
Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime.
Oh, and how about this theory?
Okay, Judge, you need the whip. Down, Judge, down.
A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that?
We thought of that too. But
But
the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
only the victims, huh?
I see. Ah, so much for my theory then.
Oh wow, that was
That
the
doesn't
first.
mean no one else couldn't have gotten it. The case could have been opened. After all, if the guitar's gone with the fingerprints on it, they couldn't tell just from the case.
I think that's the first
they
time the
still have to
judge. I think that's the first time the judge has ever like said anything rather defense heavy.
Yeah.
Out of the gate. Guitar case empty. There is some water, but only on the top of the lid. Bears Karita's fingerprints.
Maybe the guitar case disappeared in the water.
However, we found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Okay. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case?
That guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night.
Well then, where was it?
The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carita, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
That seems odd.
Still very weird, unless he put something else in that guitar case.
Hmm.
You mean he forgot to put his guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
Sus.
So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So really had nothing to do with the case after all.
No, I don't think so. I
Hmm.
mean, maybe. A red guitar, a red herring. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana.
Sure, what's the
Then,
banana?
oh, please, don't tell me about choking on bananas. George isn't here. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Not a banana knife.
like the judge is thinking it though.
I think the judge is hungry. Maybe he's like Maya. He needs sweets to calm him down. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him.
Here he comes. Looks
Here
like
it
Edgeworth. Here it looks like
Sorry.
Edgeworth's back to in full swing.
Oh man, the voices are really loud today.
Very well, Detective Gumshoe. Please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow, okay, we have more.
Matt on Guard and Juan Carita were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book, if I ever knew how to write. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button.
Oh no, it's an
Ripped off
egg.
of the ninja costume.
Looks like a bloody egg. Looks like a bloody egg.
Oh, bloody egg. Oh, bloody hell, it's a bloody egg in a bloody pocket.
It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's cama.
Gesundheit.
The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
There's an explanation for that then.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of sticky on the handle. I don't want to hear this. So the fingerprints came out pretty clear, sir.
All right, we got a knife, bears the victim's blood, and on guard's fingerprints in the grip. Gatewater is engraved.
And there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood?
No, it's
not
strawberry
with
jam. No, it's just a tomato juice, sir. And we know the blood on it is actually the victim's blood, sir.
What? Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Kurita's blood, and found in on guard's hakama.
All this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right?
I'll find a hole in your argument somehow.
You can press as hard as you'd like. The button, that is. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions.
Yeah.
Suddenly I'm missing Miss Fard Karma's whip. We're all missing that whip. We've all been bad boys. So, back to the case.
But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not?
Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Carrito was always one step behind On Guard in every. This year it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown.
But Mr. Kurita lost the Grand Prix in the end.
That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing.
Okay. Now you got me yawning. Wait, just 1 second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Kurita in the popularity polls.
Great. Snowball effect. I am evil. I am Dr. Snowball.
Well, yeah, I guess, but.
Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all.
Yes, I quite agree. Well, detective.
It's not. Well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Objection. Detective, I began to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's. I look forward to your pension negotiations. No!
Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. We can talk about your finances later.
No, not my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Sorry, kind of dropped the accent there. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir.
What about what I was saying? Hello, anyone?
She thinks Fred is the only sane person in this world. Even the judge is high.
Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Huh? But can't you tell by just looking at it? Did you not confirm? And the victim's blood is on it.
Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward.
Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir.
All right, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in.
Thread.
Huh?
The button was attached to the costume by a thread, obviously. And the thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Like me in this cravat. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal.
Ugh.
That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat.
You know, it's funny. Mia talks like she knows Edgeworth for like all these years, even though she technically only has experience through Phoenix. So,
And after she was dead, I might add.
yeah, and after she was dead.
He was so pompous, I couldn't stand being alive with him in court. So I died, and that's how I can handle him. I guess he's just that cringed in her eyes.
What was this? When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So it was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Look, you weren't here for the circus case.
Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
What do you mean, pal?
See, this is what I was saying before. He could have used that for eating, but someone could have grabbed the knife from his room, gone over, stabbed the guy with a gloved hand, mind you. That way the fingerprints would have been intact.
By,
It was held like as it was for
fingerprints
eating.
would have been smeared.
by examining the
Well, no, they would've
fingerprints.
been-
Oh, go ahead.
Well, it depends on how someone holds it, because when you hold it when you're cutting something, your fingers are closer to the edge of the blade. That means the handle is not necessarily as close. So if someone grabbed it by the very end with a gloved hand, it wouldn't smear. But then again, the knife was only put there after the body was killed, so you honestly wouldn't. You could have just held it by the blade and then just kind of gently poke, 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 stab.
By examining the
I'm not a
fingerprints,
murderer.
you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe the bumbling of this department.
Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. Okay, that answered my question. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
You could definitely
You can't tell.
you could definitely tell the quality of the police department went down since Daddy Gannon got outed.
Well, Daddy Gannon and Edgeworth left, so yeah, it went downhill.
So is the defendant the owner of the knife then? He says as he holds a comedically oversized blunt.
Shaped like a banana.
No, it's a banana bong. We gone full bong here.
There's no way
Oh, we
that
already used the bong joke.
there's no way that this is a premeditated murder, even if he did buy the knife.
Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either.
But it
Ah,
says Watergate on it.
well, this is not good. If prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for.
Phoenix.
Yes?
There's something very interesting about what the detective just said now. Think carefully before it's too late.
A
Why don't
button,
you just say it? You can interfere too.
a button yeah, your sister's life is on the line. A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife with Engard's fingerprints.
Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing.
We're still in a
Good thing
world
he's
of
out
trouble.
tonight. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness, like the great Napoleon Bonaparte said, or Sun Tzu. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix?
Okay, so that's a loop.
Put the pen out real quick.
Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, we got some extra evidence. We got the autopsy report at 8:15. We got the blood with On Guard's fingerprints and the grip Gatewater is engraved.
That can't be a personal knife then. It's owned by the hotel. He didn't buy it then. It belongs to the hotel.
Was ripped from the costume, is covered in Kurita's blood, found in On Guard's hakama. Yeah, that might be it. They each thought. Well, let me save. It's been a while since we saved.
Yeah, honestly, I do have a question from that, because if he was strangled first and then stabbed, then what's the point of the button doing that? Clearly the button was meant to act as a posing thing, which means someone was obviously trying to frame him for that. It seems obvious. Because if the killing blow wasn't from stabbing and the button didn't follow from that to try and do that, why go through with strangling it? It
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
the defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes that no, it's not. So we're gonna go and we'll see if you get your point back.
My precious point. I don't know if I have any more Hail Marys left in me.
Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument is that this was a premeditated murder. Is simply that. My client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant.
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Huh?
It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
That's the name of the hotel, the Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated.
Yes, that is very true. This is a very big. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What?
No. I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough to not realize this.
But I didn't know. Oh.
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room.
Nope, it came from his room. Ooh, no, that's gonna be the case because he's gonna prove that he had dinner in his room and Corrida only had those shakes. Ooh, yeah, honestly, that would be the point. But it still seems a bit obvious. Why strangle and stab him with a knife after he's dead? This seems like a plant. Can't anyone see that? Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The bears. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
There's a knife and fork on the table.
Ooh.
Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room for the defendant, Mr. Matt Onguard. Missing knife, there we go. Especially what was on top of his table after eating T-bone steak. Yes, because steak is the big food item here. Sorry, Mia, you're not, and Maya, you're not getting steak. There is something missing. Perhaps. Is it a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Onguard's knife was missing.
Ugh.
Mr. Onguard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it.
When do you not?
A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button with from the victim's costume.
But again, if he was strangled before, the knife means nothing. That would just implicate him even more.
There is
Again.
quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your honor's time. Let's get you back to your banana bong. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown?
Evidence not shown? Exactly.
He's breaking through the wall. He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. Thank you for saying the obvious. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defense have to say to this, Mr. Wright?
Well,
Phoenix? The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here,
that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
Hold on, let me say first. All right. Yes,
never
I
let this
do.
be a fake out.
There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one.
What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here.
If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
At least
Oh,
we're not
wow.
getting whipped right
Yeah,
now.
look at that. That's an
Jeez.
instant KO.
Yikes. Judge wasn't joking.
You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. I mean it. Do not harsh my mellow. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court?
I doubt it's the receiver.
One's all top short.
Something not yet seen. We refer to that, though.
The wine glass?
The wine glass. It's got to be the wine glass.
Yeah, because no
Only
one's
one
talked
of us
about
will
it.
drink.
So if it's a failure, we just restart.
No one's talked about
It's
this,
gotta be
though.
the wine glass because that's the only thing that is quote unquote evidence. Nothing else counts. Not the missing camera, not anything else. Everything else is printed or already used. It's got to be the wine glass. Somehow.
This
That's-
is a wine
I'm
glass.
not qualifying that as a Hail Mary on my point.
Wait, that was me. I was the one that pointed it out.
Yeah, you put it out, but I was supporting that. So it's not my point. That's what I'm trying to say,
All right.
Your Honor. But you notice that it's not wine. Well, what is it? It's tomato juice. How do you know? Taste it. Oh, it is. This shit's good.
But please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time.
Watcha.
The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken. His makeup's all over the floor. These are all the things that were on point, sitting on the top of the dresser.
Yeah, oh yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on the top of the dresser
is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over, along with everything else, is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say?
Oh, well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now.
But it's my most intriguing feature.
Mr. Edgeworth?
What is it, Your Honor?
Your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass.
What?
It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. But it's not wine in the glass, it's tomato juice, and that's the only kind of stuff that Mr. Corita drank. It's not hers, it's his.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright.
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? There's no, well, save. No, there's no way because we clearly, it's an acquired taste, right?
I think we need to phone this in. I think we need to ask someone who knows what they're thinking about with this. Let's see.
No way! I can't believe this!
Yeah, what the man said.
If I appear weak here, the trial's over. I can't look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty.
They may just fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough.
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What?
No. You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice?
Then?
Of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Uh-oh.
Fingerprints.
Not toe prints. There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. Oh.
What? Alright, found next to the victim. It's filled with tomato juice. Bears Andrews' fingerprints.
Well then, wouldn't that mean that she technically could have killed him too, not just Mr. On Guard? Although technically neither of them apparently did it. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there.
Hey.
There would have had to have been the struggle. She couldn't have brought the glass there and then left it there after the struggle unless she somehow... I don't know.
You know, it's funny. Just a thing just popped in my head. You know how George is all shotgun happy with the soundboard?
Yep.
And you know how he hates Miss Von Karma?
We should have a whipping sound effect. Is that it? We should have a whoosh.
No, I'm just saying George shot Von Karma.
That's what we should label this episode. George shot Von Karma. That's why he left. He left so that he could enter into the game and shoot her. Upon D Killer's orders. He's working with him. He knows where Maya is. I knew it. He knew about this game more than Explodes.
All those grammar mistakes, they were all part of his twisted, diabolical plan.
The banana bong is real. I have seen it.
All right, go ahead.
Are Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, I can't believe I fell into another trap.
I don't believe this. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. Actually, I have another thought. What if she took the knife from, because she was dining with him, she took the knife, but she took the wine glass too, went in, saw the body, but then she set the glass down, then stabbed him, then walked out, and then it's like, oh, by the way, there's a dead body there. And a
There's
wine
no
glass.
fingerprint.
She could have
Anyway.
been wearing a glove. She has things in her purse. She found a random ass card. She could have had a random ass glove.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
I'm assuming not the stuff that the other guy was yabbering about, right?
Now, do you see right? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well.
Yeah.
I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. This is answer. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I've come to discover. So he got good.
Wait a sec. Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to answer my verdict.
Uh-oh, he's going to overreach. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. He's going to overreach, and that's going to be the downfall. The prosecution has yet another witness who would like the court to hear from. Oof.
Well,
Overwhelming force.
I also believe that this is Edgeworth trying to make sure 100% that huh? What?
I mean, if possible, he goes, all right, right. If you can honestly find something out of this, that's fine. But this is me literally covering all my bases now. I'm not leaving any stone unturned.
Yeah, he's not trying to like shove to the end like, okay, you do your verdict. I don't need to show any extra evidence. That's good enough. No, it's like I'm going to be very clear. And if this was Francisca, she would have just probably cut it here and been like, "Oh, I don't need
That is
the
true.
witness."
But for this entire trial, he has literally not been arrogant, not trying to say it's like, this will be done by the next objection, Your Honor, or something like that. Because Francisca liked having things so perfect down that she thought she could predict everything. But unfortunately, Phoenix Wright is literally chaos neutral, that he cannot be predictable. But Edgeworth, on the other hand, says, all right, well, I can't predict you and I can't rely on my arrogance. So instead, I'm going to be confident in my evidence. Like I said, he's like Seto Kaiba. He got mine crushed by a Phoenix right here, so much so that he's now overwhelming him with his Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon right now.
Another witness.
To anyone that watches Yu-Gi-Oh, you're a true OG. Yes. Wait, who's the other witness? Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. Please not hold back, please not hold back, please not hold back, please not hold back, please not hold back. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking?
I just read your message, Explodes. I just like, what is going on in Discord? And I just see, how could you have shot Fun Karma? You know what he's going to respond with, right, Explodes? He's just going to be like, what?
Good thing I didn't change the Discord thing. I was about to change my Discord voice because I didn't think we'd see her. Okay, I can do this. I'm a man. I can do this. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Gotcha!
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
His liver got hurt. Oh, Edgy boy. It's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. That's it, I'm gonna be gone for 5 years. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet? Oh, it was the wicked witch of the witness stand. Wow, good one there. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with a terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs now to know. Oh,
Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right I'm sorry, Edgy Wedgie. Oh, what was Ganon Daddy's nickname for Edgeworth? Was it the same?
It was just Edgy. His name was just Edgy. Edgy boy.
Oh, thank the heavens. Just saying Edgy Wedgie, it's like I didn't need to know what you liked, Miss Oldbag. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. I'm 5 years younger than you.
I was gonna say that. Thank you for stealing my joke.
No, please, by all means interrupt her. Please. Anyway, witness your testimony, please. It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The beginning. The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Ms. Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you are a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. At least you have standards. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida.
But those were the same age.
Yeah, I guess she liked older looking men? I guess she just hates old looking men. Anyways, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Oh. Very well, please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
Those she's got that Ochako blush.
Yeah. Anyways, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Yeah. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
Pretty airtight.
Yeah. But now the question is, how do you know it was on guard?
So Mr. Ungar came out from the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
We're doomed.
Stop saying that, Maya. Wait, where's she?
Nick,
I mean,
think
she's
that
not
was
dead,
your
so we
own
can't
head.
spirit channel her. I wish we could.
Just-
Pearl, though.
Okay. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night?
The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. But I refused to help, I'll have you know. It was for that lead-headed samurai show. Maybe she just hates samurai. She's racist. I even took out a few of the nails.
Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on?
yeah, there had been a problem, you would have not just been fired, you'd be on the stand right now facing property damage and harm to people. Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little.
You know, so I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but it'd be really funny if at any point, in, like a future game, we end up having to defend Old Bag. That would be an interesting bit.
Right now.
She would both hate and love you at the same time. It's like, I hate having to say these things, but then it's like, it's for you getting off the stand. Oh, please save me, right? Oh, you know what? She'd call him Nicholas because Nick is a short name. She'd want to be formal. Oh dear, Nicholas.
And that's when you went to the hang. That's when you went to hang around the victim's door. Okay, I obviously
Honestly,
like.
I actually live with how long the game is going on. The games have gone on.
Something you were interested in, huh? And just what was that?
Don't say pictures, don't say pictures, don't say pictures, don't say pictures. It's not some little thing I can go around telling everyone you know. It was pictures, wasn't it? It's top secret between me and Juan. Well, he's dead. Ah, and Edgy Poo, of course. Hey, do you want reverse harem? I don't doubt someone's already probably made a manga about an old lady and her reverse harem of young high school to young adult aged men, but
With that
Sorry,
thought,
I forgot
it's
that.
revelation to our minds. Mr. Edgeworth, what is the thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip?
But it should prove relevant. We can always have it appended to a testimony later. Don't you mean amended? It looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
Sorry, just give me a sec.
All good, my dude. You listen to me rambling, so it's all good.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Kurita's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born that I could count things for those who didn't pay attention to class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. So you've been 20 for the last 40 years?
60. Well, yes, that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
It's true. It's true. She doesn't have an age on there.
She has to be at least 60. Or 50.
Or 80.
Or 99.
In any case, well, she's pretty spry for an 80-year-old. The witness
Yes,
then
this is
saw
our game.
someone. That is true. The witness then saw someone, correct?
Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room, it was. He was.
Yes, he was.
Heavy breathing underneath helmet. I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right now.
Oh, that
Why
would
is
be
he
nice.
reading my mind? No, can you imagine Oldbag and Francisca in a court together? They'd literally just tear Phoenix apart. I mean, physically, literally. There'd
If
be
they're
nothing
not
left.
done
There'd be no cakes.
after they're done tearing each other apart.
They wouldn't tear each other apart. They're way too powerful. They're invincible towards each other. They're invulnerable. The only thing they could tear apart would be Nick. He'd be dead, and they would be free. Well, I guess I can tell you, since you were such a bad boy anyway.
You saw my client. Are you sure about that?
Yesy!
Really?
Annoying brat! When I say I saw someone, I saw that person!
Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a
Because
repeat
that's
of
what they
last year,
always
I
say.
should delve into this a bit further. Person's face, what the person... Oh yeah, that was the... Remember the Steel Samurai walking past her. What the person
what he
was...
was wearing. I mean, if he was wearing his costume when he went in there, then that means someone could have dressed up as him. So, yeah,
Well,
let's
you're
describe
probably
what he
allowed
was
to
wearing.
choose all three, so
Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if like that matters.
But
I'm
it
glad he's
does.
online here. Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket.
Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men! I thought you wanted to be seduced.
Right.
not by him though. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
Probably not. It's probably not important.
Well, knowing what it is, then yeah, it wasn't important.
I guess it really wasn't that important after all.
Mr. Wright, do you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn.
You've wasted 3 minutes of this woman's youth. That's more valuable than gold to me.
Why do I suddenly
Well,
feel
platinum.
old in the presence of her childish whining?
She may not remember things to be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying.
That's bad for us. Really bad.
But that's how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. Like some annoying guy doing a woman's British voice. She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right?
That's because you're not. That's because you're not the one who has to answer. Has a question. That has to question her. Man, I went through George for a second. Ugh.
Even your own sister agrees that she's just a horrible old woman.
Okay, so we're just gonna press on and pick the other options. Okay. Let's go for what the person was carrying. What was the man you saw? What was the... Okay. Line?
You got it right the first time.
What was the man you saw carrying?
In which hand? His right or his left?
Um,
Either? Ah, now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question.
Indeed. Please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright.
sorry. What was the man you saw carrying in his right hand?
Ah, he wasn't carrying anything in that hand.
Then how about his left?
Empty.
Well, this whole
You-
thing has been a lot of nothing.
That bitch.
So, we're going to ask this again. Is it important?
Well, I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
yeah.
This time it is.
He always
wasn't
has...
carrying a weapon on him.
Well,
No,
Uh,
because the weapon would be there if he's exiting, so no.
But he asked if he went in with anything.
Oh, I thought it was out exiting. Yeah, it was exiting.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Well, either way, he would still have that little communicator thing on his wrist, right?
I mean, if he did stab someone, wouldn't he have, I don't know, blood on him or something? Remember, he apparently tore that button off. It was apparently on the person. And remember, that thing was covered in blood, which means he took it off a dead body for no reason.
Okay, we're gonna do the
let's
other
just
option.
look at the face real quick.
Oops, wrong one.
Because if he didn't have anything in his hand, then why didn't he take the button then? If he is guilty, then wouldn't he have taken the button then after he had strangled, then stabbed the person? Therefore, it should be important.
Please tell the court about the man's face in more detail.
You don't need me to tell you about his face. But I'm old and I'm a woman, so I'll do it. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. Ooh, golly. And his right eye covered by his silky hair. His sparkling, shiny teeth.
His teeth were shining?
Well, he's shining all around in this week's pinup poster, dearie. I have 5 copies.
This week's pinup? What? Why do you mean? I mean, I don't care about how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with with what you saw that night.
What? Unguard's face is the same no matter where it is. You know, you say it with me. Whippersnapper.
Yeah, that.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Wright, is testimony important? Blah 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 blah.
Well, I mean, his face is his face.
Maybe it was the hangman's.
But if she can't give an accurate description, then that could have been anybody trying to disguise him. After all, how easy is it to get a mask of this guy?
Wait. I'm gonna do that one thing that we were debating on first. So after ceremony,
And
there was something I was interested in finding out. You know, well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of port. Yeah, coming out. It was on guard. Man on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of one's room. Let's take a look at our evidence here. Ripped from the costume, has his blood in the hakama. Wait, hakama. Yeah, so if he was in his normal duds, not his actual like superhero outfit, he would have had to have this on his actual like yeah, he would have had bloody hands, right? And there was nothing in his hands.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ben was right. Why are you getting those two mixed up?
Yeah,
so,
okay.
well, nothing's been proven just yet, so no point for me just yet.
Hold on, yeah, let's do that.
You get half a point if it's right, because you got the right thing for the wrong reason.
Indeed, please be. Yeah, sorry, yada yada. Empty. This whole thing has. Assuming that there's no pockets on that thing to hide it in there, and he wasn't like walking with his hands in his pockets. But he did clearly say that his hands were visible. So yeah. Let's save here. All right.
Here we go. The start of one of 3 Hail Marys.
Of course, it was important, Your Honor.
Objection. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important.
You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say.
Mr. Wright, there is something much more valuable than a person's pride.
Yeah, it's Old
And
Bag's
that's
pinup collection.
Time. Please don't waste this court's precious time with worthless questions.
Yeah,
You say he
yes.
asks worthless questions all the time, Your Honor.
I think I just wasted his good favor.
Okay, it wasn't that, so no half point for you. Yeah, I don't think it's either any of these.
Yeah, maybe it's none of them. I mean, it looks like it's it because it gave us options, so obviously the first thing to think about would be, oh, maybe it's one of these 3. Maybe it's something else. Something I was interested in finding out. I think we need to somehow press for that to get her to explain more. Maybe we can find a contradiction later. Something she was looking for.
Oh, there's that
Do we still have that
camera.
picture of the photograph of the jamming ninja? Wait, yeah, the camera. It was pictures. Oh no. Well, we have the nickel samurai. Don't we have one of the ninja, the jamming ninja?
No, we do not.
Well,
If we randomly show the camera thing, it won't do any good, unless because Lotta didn't exactly say that she lost it then. She lost it sometime later after the murder when she noticed.
while you figure this out, I gotta do some laundry.
Okay. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. I
Gotta be
mean,
something like that.
well, she wasn't gonna tell
What
us.
could it be?
Could it just be the tabloid?
Yeah, but Mia said that. Yeah, Mia said it's like there could be something else. Yeah, it could be the tabloid, because yeah. Maybe she was trying to confirm whether or not they were having a little affair-wary.
No, it's not that.
Nope.
Okay. Originally Maya's kidnapper, stolen on the night of the murder. Tabloid article about the victim was in the case. The tabloid article about the victim was in the case.
Maybe she was trying to protect him. Maybe she was trying to hide the camera. Because she said she can't explain it because she was.
No, it's not that either. Okay. Okay.
Walkie-talkie.
Map of the Gatewater Hotel. So she was at the lobby, or sorry, the hallway.
Hallway.
Empty. There's some water, but only on the top lid. Bears Karita's fingerprints.
Maybe it was the guitar. Maybe she was trying to get a look at the guitar.
No guitar. No guitar in this case. There's since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. A man. Nope. It was on guard, man on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
But if you were in the hall, couldn't you just like? It's like I know you saw him. It's like then why didn't you say anything?
Hold on, I
Because
got.
She's not the one who found the body.
Person's clothes. I want to see if I can get somewhere with this one.
Wait, wasn't he supposed to be in costume that night?
Yeah,
Not
that's
in
what
his,
that's what I was thinking
thing?
about. Perhaps if you point out.
Objection. Yeah, all that.
Oh, don't you
Said
see,
he said it
Edgeworth?
before.
Your Honor, I request that what the witness said about the jacket to be appended into her testimony. Ah, there we go. Oh.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right. Witness, please.
Oh, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without a reason.
Fucking liar.
But if I must. Sorry, I had to cough there. I was choking on BS.
Ah, yes, that is the thing. That was the thing that was in the back of my mind for that originally.
I mean, for all the other things of what he was wearing, that was the only one that actually gave a flashback response. I said to say, yes, it's the jacket.
Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket?
What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it.
She is so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption. Oh yeah, but that's like a bonus thing. That's a bonus thing that we have. Okay, there's something interesting to find out. Sneak his way. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's Wait, but he is the Nickel Samurai. I think I could throw that at him. Throw that at her. Because he was supposed to be wearing
Yeah,
this.
because he should have been in costume because he was about to perform that stunt for later, so that he shouldn't have been out of costume because Jammin' Ninja was in his costume.
Oh, no, okay, I guess not. No, but that should have been the case. That's where our train of thought was. Wearing his flashy racing jacket. Wait, hold on. Maybe I'm getting the wrong one. Jammin' Ninja was the other guy. Let me press that again. You sure Defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? It's not like I've seen anything horrible before. I'm sure he was wearing it. She's all sure of herself. Okay. She may not remember things or be mistaken here. But I don't think she's lying. But that's how the human mind is. Jumped off topic. She's strayed into a very few interesting side topics this time, too. That's okay. You know what? Maybe she mistook him for
So-
somebody else that looks similar, though.
Yeah, but who else could look similar to that in a racing jacket? Short hair, blonde, and a racing jacket. Could it have been Miss Andrews, perhaps?
No, but she's wearing blue.
Well, yeah, but she could have worn the jacket. After all, anyone else could have worn the jacket. After all, she thought it was him because she saw the jacket, but she hasn't really said that she's seen his face, only that she knows his face. She hasn't actually confirmed that it was him. The only reason she says it's him is because she saw the racing jacket.
It said it was a man coming out.
I know it says that, but he was wearing that jacket.
Well, hold on. I'm also going to say yes to the other statement. Okay, so we know... Oh, wow. Oh, that was the only one. I can't ask any more questions on that. That is the one thing. Knowing Brad, when I saw...
we literally had to go through them one by one until...
I guess I'm going to have to press a little harder on this one. There's got to be some sort of huge contradiction I can find here. Oh! So maybe this one? Maybe this is the one I'm supposed to interact with the present?
We don't have a choice now.
Ah, no, it's not this one either.
9!
Okay, it was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. I thought it was gonna be the outfit. This guy was dressed in his outfit.
Yeah, so he was ready to go until he was strangled from behind. And sitting down.
See, this is
Well,
all
before we go
her.
any further, I want to go over like how he was actually killed. It looks like he was already sitting down, and someone came in to help him, but then someone literally pushed him down on that chair and strangled him, which wouldn't be too hard, because then the only thing he would have done was swipe out and knock off the stuff. And then he was strangled, and then he was dead. Someone came later and did the stabby stab.
Okay, let me review what she said here. Anyway, after ceremony, I went to
Maybe
pace
take a look at
around.
Chat. Does chat have anything? Maybe chat has something.
No, chat. Chat's been pretty dead. Anyway, after ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of the room. Okay, that night, refused to help, yada yada. Okay, spread her wings out. Okay, there was something I was interested in finding out. You know, I wonder if I'll find that out now. Something you were interested? Top secret between her and Juan. What is it interested in? No idea. Spy as gossip. Gossip. Testimony. Forgot if we already threw this one out there. If the gossip thing was a thing. Okay, I was not that either. Okay. just thinking outside the box here. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. That's when there's a man coming out. Okay, let's press this one again. Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. That sort of information has been carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. Wait a minute. There's a man that came out, but she's not saying. The man that came out of
But
the
then
monster.
she says that it was him.
Oh. And I'm too scared.
Because she knows his name. She's just being dramatic.
I guess I could tell you since he was
'Cause
okay.
she's
Oh
a
yeah, yeah.
Bitch.
On guard. Saw my clients. Okay, yes. Really? Knowing Brat, yes. Guess I'm going to have to press a little harder on this one. There's got to be some sort of huge contradiction I could find here. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's just for show. It's not the Nickel Samurai, even though that would have been what he was wearing. Unless it's...
Or maybe, just maybe as a thought, maybe the point is we can't find a contradiction right now. But maybe by the end of this, Mia will come in and say, I was kidnapped and my friend was supposed to be
that's not
supposed
it.
to find an acquittal. Maybe we're not supposed to find anything right now. Just thinking outside the box.
Just for
I mean,
show.
I can always reload.
He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. Empty. Let's think hard about this one here. The very fact that we have the K. Let's see. Hold on. Let me save up here for a second. Okay. Okay.
Suddenly I missed the circus case.
No, this is
Sounds like
actually...
explodes almost back.
Nah.
The wind was catching his microphone.
Huh?
There, you see? It finally brought him back. So again, my working theory is maybe we're not supposed to find anything within all this, and maybe we're supposed to let it go to the end, and it's like, well, based on this evidence and all that, I guess I have no choice but to, and then Mia will show up, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna have to reconvene because of some circumstances that led this lawyer to not necessarily be truthfully part of this defendant's case.
Okay, you know what? This
That's
does
just a
not...
possibility.
Okay, I looked this up. This does not make sense here. It says present the Java Ninjas button on the new statement.
I don't have context, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Well, no, remember back to the hands? We were talking about the hands before. Wouldn't he have the button in his hand?
Yeah, but that doesn't sound like it matches like with the whole thingamajig. I think it would have been a lot more understandable if it was the costume itself. But I'll let it slide for now. Miss Oldbag!
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Also, for us looking it up, I give us all -5 points. Even if Explodes complains.
5 points from
He's
Gryffindor.
on a -5.
Do you know what
For
this
being
is?
absent. Ah, it's button number 2 on Jamming Ninja's costume.
And now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here. Give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. Anyway, this button was...
The second and third words.
This button was discovered on Mr. Onguard's body during a full body search.
See. She speaks Spanish now? The button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was that rascal on guard. A foregone conclusion.
It was caught up in the pleats of Nickel Samurai's Hakama pants.
See. And on guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Onguard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? See, that would have been better if that would have been the picture. Like, you threw the picture out, and that would have... I disagree with that line of thinking.
Well, she only focused on the racing jacket, but the thing is, her bias is that she only knows him in his racing jacket and Nickel Samurai as Nickel Samurai.
Hmm.
Once again, she can't differentiate between actor and all that. I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest stuff, whippersnapper.
This is longer than
A
usual.
documentary on curling? I don't know. I'd want to watch that rather than hear her.
Now hold your tongue still there for a second. So what you saw in
Actuality.
actuality was not
It's Georgie.
Mr. Ungard, the man.
See, I would have been happy if they presented that. We could present that. That seemed like it was better as a thing to throw at her.
We got another
Mr.
case of mistaken
Ungard,
identity.
the Nickel
Someone's being-
Samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same. Anyways, bitch, you literally had this same fucking case a year ago.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering.
Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
No, I'm a tsundere. Baka.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Oh, Judgy Wudgy.
And don't call me Judgy Wudgy, you're creepy.
Only Ganon Daddy calls me that. All right, if you insist.
I'm gonna take umbrage with that event flag. That should have been the picture that you should have used with it. I disagree with that because
Maybe it was better in the Japanese version.
Umbrage as in.
I disagree.
Sorry,
It should have been
umbrage is like, huh?
it should have been the picture that we threw at her, as in, oh, you thought you saw him in his jacket, but the costume is also him as well. He wasn't wearing the costume. So stuff like that anyway. I should be the one sighing, not you.
Yes, but I'm a fair young maiden, so my sighing is incredible.
Owen, you are not young.
I'm as young as 20 years old, forever 21. As the song says, forever young, and I'm young as a spring flower. On guard, on guard. Yes! Now I remember. That Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was a Nickel Samurai I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan, she says casually.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Again, bitch, the same thing happened last year.
Hey, George, it explodes. Did you say this without me actually processing it? But George replied to you.
Let me see.
I hope he's okay.
Because she deserved it, plus next is her father.
So George does not deny he shot Von Karma. I was expecting to be like, what? Okay, anyway, next.
Now we just gotta make the thumbnail of you know she's gonna survive, so we just gotta have to put a thumbnail of I lived
No,
that's one
No,
picture of
no,
the
no.
guy in the
Like
hospital.
one of those like cutout outlines, and it's like, is she finally dead? Will George find peace?
Hold on, let me find the meme while you read.
no, no. What I'll just do with the that meme picture is I'll put his profile picture over the head. There you go. Anyway, go ahead, old
He's the
bag.
real murderer. Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Ah, youngins today, I told you there is no way it was anyone else. There is totally a way.
There we go.
What did he walk with a limp or something that would have been indicative, like the last time you misidentified someone, you old witch?
How do you know that?
Because I'm young.
Let's see the picture.
Woman,
How does
you're
he
as young
know?
as a dinosaur.
Oh
Oh.
man. I see the picture too.
Yes. Because I said so. And since I'm young and beautiful, what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Permission to bring in a whip? You know you want to whip this witch.
Be a little bit more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When were you itty bitty? No, when you were itty bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
The voice is gonna end me. This is it. This is my last hurrah. My voice will end.
You gotta keep
Ooh.
using it, because remember the other games.
Right.
Continuity!
Right, I must remain strong. For the case of the court, we must continue. What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh?
Lampooned?
Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public court. So what?
See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you?
Well,
What I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? It's a court of law. The now is everything. I can be held responsible for the past.
since when did court become
That's like
theatrics
saying
over
it was a prank,
testimonies?
bro. That's literally it's a prank, bro. It's all in the past. All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough?
Yes, would have been convenient from the wear. Oh. And why would that be?
That way no one can see his face, of course.
There's still no advantage for him that I could see anyway. In fact, you would think that the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say.
Is that what you're always doing to me?
I'm the victim here, so everyone has to listen to me.
No.
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. That is a good reason.
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that include the Gem and Ninja?
Of course it included him. And that's why when our god came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see. So you're just reluctant to think of things logically.
Well, it's because I just can't imagine that young, hot, strapping Juan is...
So let me ask you one last time.
The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet? Hmm.
Give in to your anger. I mean, you don't need to think too hard on this one.
Huh?
There's a contradiction in her testimony, and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us.
Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Would you please
said
get
there was
on
no
with your
samurai.
testimony?
What's your language, young man? What sort of tone is that to take with an I mean, a 20-year-old beautiful woman? My usefulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. And also subscribe to my TikTok. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs, and I'll be singing my little dance.
What?
My little dance, my little dance.
She's
Like
actually
this,
singing.
baby.
Someone help my poor ears.
Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket?
We have a gun, Your Honor. Let's see if I can find it. I forget which one it is. No, seriously, which one's the gun? I always forget.
I'll get it, I'll get it.
Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to just the facts. Okay, you promise, right?
You just see a bunch of bullets in there that are just sticking on the surface. They don't even go all the way in.
For some reason, she reminds me of like an old and bitter Anya. She's just so easily swayed by candy and TV stuff. Right, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. What?
Remind me to send you a thank you note later, too. Edgeworth, old chum.
I feel so bad for Right. I'm sorry.
Okay, Nickel Samurai. We've pretty much. I've pressed everything. Nickel Samurai. That's right. It was Nickel Samurai Saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime. You know. So he must have worn the
Wait a
Nichols.
second.
What?
The crime, then why didn't she hear anything?
If he was wearing the costume, why would he leave fingerprints?
Well, there's another thing too. If he had walked out of the room just committed the crime, then why didn't she hear any noise? If there was a murder and there was a struggle, remember, all that stuff was thrown to the ground. There had to have been some kind of noise, some kind of struggle. Someone should have heard something if they're from the hallway like she claims. She had to have heard something.
Because look at the picture. You see no glove. You see he's wearing gloves. Not that picture. The picture of the costume.
That's right. And if he had just eaten, then... Well, I mean, if he had eaten, then he somehow got into his costume, then picked up the knife from his own plate, I might add. Why would he grab it from his own plate?
He had to go to the post-ceremony stage right after the crime, you know? Okay. Stolen the night of the murder.
Does our ticket stub come in handy? You know, the one that Mr. Hercule gave us?
Seems like the Nickel Samurai is to confess something after the post-ceremony stage show.
Maybe that doesn't come into play just yet, but...
Bears the
seems
victim's
like we're
blood
close on
and on guard's fingerprints. Okay. Time of death is 8:15. Strangled with a scarf and then stabbed with a knife.
But again, with all that mess that was made in the room, shouldn't someone have heard there was a struggle? She claimed to have been there, and yes, she's old as heck, but she should have heard something, not just seen something. So he must have worn that. Okay, what other ones do we have? Just a possibility.
The other evidence?
I mean, what else does she say? Because she says there's a contradiction right in front of us, and it's something she said. So something in what she said is contradicting something. Actually, wait. Because the stage show is right afterwards. Maybe there's a problem within the times. I mean, I know we established he could have been this. So there was a
I'm gonna
dinner,
go
there
with the
was a
knife
break,
on
and then
this
there
one.
was that show.
I'm gonna go with the knife on this one. So he must have worn the nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Ah, when he was stabbing poor Juan. Which again,
That's right, because he was strangled, not stabbed. Yes.
Mhm.
Look,
Point for Mark.
yay! Please take a look at this.
Yeah. So it's a knife. Big deal. I have a gun. If you want to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
Please refrain from threatening the witness.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to the case?
You don't even have to ask it because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Shaking the head. Wait for it. He's gonna shake his head. Is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I'm driving at.
What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
How dare you think like me, Judge?
Also, the right side, not the left side like the anime. if Mr. If Mr. Ongard was really in the nickel samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all the previous fingerprints on this knife right off. All smudgy like?
Yes, they would have been smudged.
Oh, that's right. The nickel samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
And a prosthetic. Objection. He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
Objection! And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that.
However, there was one possibility.
Then let's hear your possibility.
It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as a nickel samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show while carrying the knife. Which is why he took his gloves off. Yeah, but he took his own knife from his own room and wanted to have a friendly chat? That doesn't make sense.
But the murder still did take place.
That possibility doesn't make any sense because you said it was premeditated, which means he brought the knife with him regardless. He didn't use the knife in Karita's room. He brought it from his own room. You're contradicting yourself here, Edgeworth. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Okay, you're contradicting yourself again. You just said maybe he wanted to have a friendly conversation, and now you're saying there's bad blood. What are you driving at?
Yes, I've heard of that before.
Maybe I'm talking too much.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Yeah. There are no problems. There is a contradiction.
The knife. Because apparently that would mean he didn't carry the knife with him. And
Yeah,
that's the case. Who... Actually, no, wait, hold on. Edgeworth would be then getting at the fact it's like, oh, well, maybe he didn't stab him, but he still could have strangled him. But then who got the knife there? If this was friendly and he ended up killing him without the knife, that still begs the question, then why are his prints on that knife, and why was the knife stabbed into a then dead body?
I think you're looking
Edgeworth,
too far into it. I think it's just based on the contradiction that you brought up about him saying is it premeditated or not?
Yeah, because he's now backtracking for seemingly no reason.
This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony.
What are you babbling about?
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Ongard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent.
The knife?
I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. It would have to be the knife. He just said right now,
There's nothing wrong with this knife.
this knife, this was used by Mr. Ongard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought his knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita.
I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. I give a point for Ben for that one. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't he?
Yes, I'm up by half a point. Woo!
Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from the from supposition one?
Supposition 1.
Oh, okay.
The supposition.
And one
Meanwhile,
more
she's
thing.
dressed like a space cadet.
And one more thing. Your cravat stinks. If the murder
I
was
knew it.
if the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be a glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive.
Supposition, an uncertain belief.
Okay.
Like
we learned
supposing.
something.
It's
We
just
learned
a longer
something,
way to
and
say
we're
suppose.
we learned something, and then we're going to quickly forget it after the session.
Like George.
And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Damn.
Order! Order! I say, order in the courts. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
All right, well, let's save. To hide the murder method to frame Matt on guard, obviously.
because obviously forensics would tell you how the murder was planned.
It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course.
To frame.
Objection. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
Objection!
Who's forcing it hard now?
But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there should be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness. She's sitting there like, I don't care. Looks like I made your life a teeny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo? He's taking a nasty number 2.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Did you?
That was funny. We'll give Ben 3 points for it made us laugh, but I'm gonna subtract 2 because he had to use number 2 in there. All right.
I
Witness,
accept this.
do you or did you not really see the nickel samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten. What?
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on the TV?
But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now.
You can just give a new testimony.
Look, I was waiting around in front of the doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. Samurai? What a waste of time.
She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. All right, then. Who were you waiting around for, then?
It's Lotta. It's gonna be Lotta, isn't it? Wait, the person that she can't mention. Maybe it is Lotta. Because maybe Lotta had a scoop about gossip and things like that. I think you were right about that camera bit.
Mm-hmm.
Lotta is going to have to be involved in this. So yeah, she was waiting for Lotta. Oh no. She's going to have to come to the stand. Why are the females more difficult in this game than the males?
And that's coming from a game that had the clown.
Yes. No one likes the clown anymore. Because that's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Hey now.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't look like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
It was Lotta. Maybe. Phoenix. Maybe the L bag was waiting around for that person.
That's who I think Mia's hinting at. It's certainly possible.
It's definitely not Powers. We always establish she hates Powers. She doesn't know anything about Mia or about Pearl. It's not Juan, and it's definitely not the Nickel Samurai, which means it's definitely not Mr. What's his name?
Miss
Which
Old Bag,
means probably one of the two females.
you were waiting for this person to come out at the victim's room, weren't you?
It's
Yeah,
one of the few
she took
females left.
pictures. She took pictures, yeah.
Yeah, it's got it. What are you talking about, Phoenix? Wait, is she even saying we're wrong? She could have waited until the next century, and this would never have appeared.
Ouch, busted. Guess there's no fooling her.
You two. What do you think
Okay,
you're doing?
well, there we go. Point for me.
We weren't doing anything like that. Honest.
I
Well,
was flirting.
back well, back to the drawing board on this one. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute.
Well,
Old
hold on. If
Bag
it's
was-
about gossip, maybe it's about her. Maybe it's about AA. It's her. Maybe it's Adrian.
Oh.
Because she also went into her room too. Maybe she was waiting on Adrian. That's the only other person that might have been there that she would have possibly talked to.
Who is this person?
This is Adrian
I glitched out
Andrews,
for a second there.
Mr. Andre's manager.
Mr. Onguard's manager.
No, my bad.
I don't know who Andre is. The giant?
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is. Well, this is. I see. Spicy.
That's what my horoscope says.
The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing.
Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's.
Adrian Andrews, without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
You know, Edgeworth helped us with that evidence, remember? Giving us all that dirt in her. Gotta remember that.
Well, not just that, but remember, he didn't have to bring an old bag to prove that he had Matt on guard, basically dead to rights on guilty. So he's been helping us this entire time.
Even if unintentionally.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Wow, that's easy.
Witness? What in the world are you.
This isn't even my final form. Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. So it is her final form. I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Ew.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how would you see from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I simply cannot let this point slide.
I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready! This is going to take the wind out of you youngins!
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old.
She is. That on guard is one evil, evil man! He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get it close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and it's top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
Yeah, and everybody else here.
The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for the court.
Your Honor, we literally talked about last court session where we had a couple guys propose to a 16-year-old.
And one
I
that
rest
was
my case, Your
reported
Honor.
was a 16-year-old that's in a coma.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant.
Never heard that one before.
Mr. Edworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person?
We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So that means I have to smash this rumor once and for all then. Oh, that means I have to open up the wound again.
Phoenix, right? Smash!
No, now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Well, Judge, you seem to be awfully calm and collective. I don't even see the blunt up there anymore.
I ran out
Be
of drugs.
careful. That's why I have the banana bong, Your Honor. Don't worry, it's coming from the DK Corporation as soon as possible. They're having trouble with all the monkey business they're doing over there. Be careful. That old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. Ongar is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Whoa, what have you been watching recently?
Highway to
Danger zone! Wow!
Yes. Point for everyone for getting that.
Okay. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander.
Yeah, you can be sued for defamation. This is Japan America, after all. But it's true! That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. I mean, so what if she's 6 years older, younger than me? It doesn't matter. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss A.A.
The name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land.
What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies?
Usually.
I don't have to say it. That's exactly what it is. What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Well, it isn't. Honestly, Sonny, you probably tell me that the weatherman is wrong too. You can't discriminate between the news, weather, and gossip.
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright.
That could make a good thumbnail.
Yes, discrimination is bad.
Just randomly pop this up in chat as a thing. Just say it's like, hey, now guys, discrimination is bad. Judgy Wudgy said so.
Discriminate? When did I do anything like that?
Anyway, On Guard will never get me to say touche.
Actually, you mean touchy?
I swear I'm about to put a boulet in you.
It's
I'm joking.
all good. It's scandal.
I'm
What do you
gonna
mean
eat-
by that?
I swear.
You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in, what are you from, middle school these days?
No. I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much.
Well, that On Guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity.
Did he pass go?
You don't have any proof that Mr. OnGuard did such a thing.
You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
Yeah, you're right. I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you.
All right then, Sonny. Show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan?
Make
Do we
me-
have anything?
Not really. They both did hate each other.
Not really.
Not really. No, I'm kind of. That's the one time where I'm like declined to offer. Yeah, I don't have anything to offer.
See? Just as I thought.
So, in absence of evidence, you think an absence of that proves that they had a beef, when just an absence can prove they just as much didn't have a beef. It's just like the Constitutionalist all over again.
And you were lecturing me on all that. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy.
Me and my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles for you, anyway.
Now, so what do you think by? So what do you mean by I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need.
You're going to assault a woman?
You were going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun.
So it is assault.
Like
No.
this.
Oh,
Well, it was too bad that the woman didn't come through the door that night.
Wait, she just admitted she didn't come through the door that night. So I guess she didn't murder him then. So who murdered Juan?
Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it.
She had like a slight like Hank Hill face going on there.
Hank Hill from King of the Hill?
Yeah, like you know that. Ew.
Yeah.
Blah. Blah. Yeah, it's always a blah, I've heard.
Yeah.
Oh. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the
Because you're all
world?
mouth and no brain, woman.
How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? Ah, the camera. She probably has the camera.
Very possible.
Stolen the night. It was
I mean, it is a
stolen.
very, very nice camera.
Yeah, and it has the tabloid article about the victim was in the case. So that's probably it's probably in her possession right now.
Very possible.
Let's press further first. If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today. What?
You're being a bad girl. Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me! What do I have to do with this? Just do this for me. You'll get your reward. I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice.
He actually did it.
Objection. He waited.
Yeah.
The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere.
Oh, we just got some just some twist. What have I hopped into right now when I heard a good girl? I just
Funny part is, I didn't even have to do that part. It was in the game naturally.
natural.
We'll have to edit this out in post, chat. Trust me, it's not weird. It's not weird. We do not discriminate here. Judge meme. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head.
And he lectures me on reckless blabbering.
As long as we don't know where this info could be.
Boo.
It's quite a waste of time to focus on this
Gotta be from
line
Lada.
of questioning.
Where did Old Bag get her inside information? There has to be something I can use
It's
to figure
gotta be
this
Lada.
out.
Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way.
Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now.
There has to be something we can catch her on.
Yeah, and when I find it, I'm gonna go press the heck out of it.
I mean, Lada did seem suspicious about trying to find information, so yeah, her working with Old Bag makes sense, and I hate it.
Oh, looks like we got some more from Just Some Twist. By the way, I wanted to say I got Count Khalifa 7 stars. Well, congratulations, my friend. Good on that. But we're doing lawyer game right now. Okay, so you know what? How am I causing huge scandal? Yeah, it has to be the camera. She probably has to be the one that stole the camera. Got that information. And that's how that top secret information is there in her mind.
Well, the thing is, yeah, it's either she stole it or she got someone to, or she got Lada to help her with it. I don't see how. So yeah,
No,
either she
yeah.
somehow stole it or she's working with Lada.
Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, present evidence, yeah. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Actually, yeah, she had to have stolen it because if Lada doesn't have it, if Lada didn't share it, and it's still a secret and no one else knows it, then that means Lada doesn't know it, which means it was stolen from Lada.
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it!
Witness. I hate to say this, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Yeah, the camera.
Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed.
Ah! Give me a point for that one, everybody. The investigative photographer. The investigative photographer, crackpot, and one of my weirdest friends ever, Lotta Hart.
Your friends?
You have friends?
Unfortunately.
Oh, yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing?
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No. I said impressions.
Then everything written on that piece of paper is completely meaningless?
Ah, that's it. That's a note.
Ah! No! You see, this is something completely different, I swear! This is my top secret list of groceries to buy!
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note.
We're gonna have to prosecute you later. I'm a huge fan of Wands! That's why! That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper! Brrr. She's working with that evil On Guard. She said so herself. On Guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. Yeah, good thing you said duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. If you're an angel, then I wish to go to the other side. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Wow. Sorry. Applause to the man in the cravat. That was good. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
It looks like she's
So I'm
really
sure we
sorry.
should.
Should I forgive her? Pile on more pressure. Yes!
More pressure. She needs a fry.
If I let her up now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution.
The
Witness.
death blow.
You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it!
Oh, he's serious. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Oldbag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. It's the camera.
Uh-oh. Yep, it's the camera. Here we go. We finally got it.
Yeah, stolen at the night. That's... Oh, wait. Well, no. This is already recovered. This was somewhere else. Yeah, it has to be the camera. Miss Oldbag. That note was with a camera inside the case, wasn't it?
A camera.
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie 1600, or 1600 like some people say, camera disappeared on me."
Like, witness.
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too.
Gah. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
Ah, that's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Bailiff.
Yes, sir. You called for us?
Yes, bring me some weed, and while you're at it,
Yes.
proceed. Well, I'm waiting for the
You're
text.
the one in control here. You can continue until you click.
I thought you were going to shoot her or something.
Check this camera's photos. Hurry.
Ooh, we're gonna have new evidence now.
Ooh.
Let's examine these photos.
New evidence, new evidence, new evidence.
Well, Miss Edgeworth, what do we have?
There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Don't look at the other ones.
There are some. Please present the court. The other photos were photos of Flack.
No, there are feet, not Flack. But I mean, yes, Your Honor.
This is the Nickel Samurai.
And again, it comes down to a photographed picture of another samurai character. See, I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
All right, I got Lotta's photo, but this time Lotta isn't intentionally trying to screw us over. She's actually being.
But she is.
Well, yeah, but it's not intentional.
She's screwing us over from beyond the grave.
What does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth? That's you, George.
Hey, I'm back.
Now he's gone.
Okay, whoever did it now have a hole in my chest now. Great.
It was probably
That wasn't
Karma.
me. It was karma. Karma got karma on you.
Hey, I said I will shoot the Vol Karma family, and I did.
You took them all out in one shot. Oh man, it's like the Beatles reunion.
It's funny. It's funny though that she also got shot in the arm too. So that's like really funny poetic justice right there.
Thank you.
Well, at least she's removing it from herself, from
Yeah.
an actual respectable hospital, not hiding it. Which means she was just shot at. Although to be fair, she's gonna blame Phoenix for this. How much you want to bet by the end of this? She's like saying, "I'm gonna sue you for this." For what? For being involved somehow.
Okay, go for
Anyway.
it. Edgeworth, Zarbon.
I love putting holes in people. I mean, this photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ungod clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his nickel samurai costume.
You there, George?
If that's the case, then the Nickel Samurai is. Sorry, there's a lot of people inside my room now. Oh, inside the house now.
The defendant.
I forgot the old hag is still there. How did it come to this? I think the begins bring us to the end. We had to
Examined.
examine every piece of evidence theoretically.
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly. Final comment.
Comment.
Thank you, Mr. Zarwan. Final comment, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close.
George is gonna
Thank
end
you,
up being. George is gonna end up being like some sort of like master speller, and he's gonna be like, they're gonna ask him like, what was your secret? I played a lot of Phoenix Wright.
Hey, weirder things have happened. Guys have literally learned English by watching the dubbed version of Yu-Gi-Oh! True story.
Do you agree that this photo is
Decisive.
decisive evidence against your cult, Kirk?
Client.
Click.
It could be a cult.
Because it's a cult now.
If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for.
But we don't have anything to go against it.
But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. Let me save first. It's been a while.
Okay, to this I'm gonna say we can't object to it. We have to say there's no objection to this.
This photo that Lotta took, there's something
Oh,
strange.
yeah.
Something strange with it, or something strange with it.
Where's his other arm?
His mechanical arm
Whoa.
out of
Actually, yeah.
frame.
His mechanical arm is not there.
No, his mechanical arm's there.
Well, I mean-
It's on the other side.
It's on his right side. It's his right arm. Just like it is in the other photo. Maybe we should compare to the other photo of the Nickel Samurai. Yeah, go back to the Nickel Samurai photo.
Alright, I
Okay.
guess
He
it is
doesn't
there.
have his spear though.
It just looks bulky enough that you said that I thought I would see it.
Okay, so he doesn't have his spear though. That's not going to be the deciding
Look here.
factor, is it?
Okay, I know this guy. I know this guy gonna come out of the context, but I'm looking at the feet. Wait,
No,
The
his
feet.
feet are covered once again.
no. Feet is covered.
Yeah, he's shorter.
Is short- Yes, the feet. The feet. Ha! I knew the feet joke wasn't a joke. I knew it. I didn't
Yeah.
know it, but
Yeah, so yeah, he would have been tall enough for his feet to peer through. Man, if George is right, we give him 10 bonus points. We give him 10 bonus points if George is right. He saw it before anyone
And
else
not to
did.
mention, I just came very late.
There's something strange with this photo. A man named George told me about it.
I knew this was coming, right? I knew it too.
no.
My Zarbon senses went off.
You thought, Mr. Edgeworth? Your thoughts, Mr.
I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster.
Debunker with a bunker? Buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then your show only needs one chance, correct?
Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all about focus. Why can't she take good shots, especially when it counts?
Now then, let's hear your objection. Holy
What's
crap,
there?
your hell. What happened to
It's
it?
not the first time.
Yeah, this is the
Oh,
second time now in this trial where it's literally all or nothing. We're on a short leash.
Alright.
Wait
It's
a
the
minute.
feet.
Wait, if it's not the feet, if we end up being wrong, maybe this is from a different angle.
Well, it can't be mirrored because his right arm is the prosthetic one.
But look where
so-
the doors are, the double doors are coming from, right?
Wait, yeah, those would lead to the hall, which means this picture's being taken from Juan's room. So he's not leaving from Juan's room, he's leaving from his own room.
Oh, did I just snipe
Maybe
a bit?
it's the-
Did I snipe George's points? Hold on.
Wow,
Well,
Jesus.
let's see.
Well, hold on. We're putting you on the red now, okay?
Yeah.
We're putting you on this thing. If you're wrong, that's -5 points from you. So, okay.
I
Are you
just
ready for that?
I mean, I'm okay losing points. I'm okay losing points if I will admit my wrong.
You know what? Considering this case, it's probably both. Because, yeah, he did just say, actually, honestly, the fact that he said, where did she take this angle from? I think that's actually the hint. But I do want to go with George's idea, though, first. However, I think Mark's idea of saying it's like, oh, yeah, the angle. I think it just spoon fed us the idea.
now you put me on the spot.
Oh, now
No.
the captain's
No, let's stick with George's. I don't want to take the risk on that one. Let's go for George's thing here.
plus we have the
He
same
saved
point.
anyways.
I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to? His knuckles?
If you could
As
see
far as that
this,
goes, where?
if you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing.
Ankle.
However, you can't.
And what does this mean?
The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard.
What is this meaning?
Close enough.
Objection. I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. We just happen to have a picture given to us by Mr. Hercule himself.
Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
They're so nice.
Wait, don't tell me that I
Fluffy.
should get the point.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk.
Points for George.
There's only one explanation for this.
Oh, Slytherin.
The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. There you go. 10 points for George, man. All right.
Let's go.
Hey, I followed George's gut there. Hey, I didn't lose any points. I didn't. Shut up.
All right, that's 5 points. That's 5 knuckles.
I think I've turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious. Oh,
Huh.
now this is going to bring up Mark's point.
What is?
Oh no, Edgeworth is going to bring it up maybe, but I don't really know why. Edgeworth is unusually calm today.
I wanna take a look at this one. Yeah, so the double doors are here next to Viola Hall. Whoa, what's up with this zipper? What was that zipper? What's going on here?
Never mind. Never mind. Just continue.
Okay, hey, Christopher, next time, make sure you mute yourself, Ben. I really don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, for sure,
It's
for
a
sure.
travel pack. I'm sorry. I was
Okay.
packing something up.
I'm just gonna let you know. I would have been wrong anyway because if we're seeing the picture from that point of view, the door with
Yeah.
yeah. I was wrong. I'm happy. I took George's advice. So just want to point that out. I didn't get a chance to look at that picture.
I mean, to be fair, that would have been a nice oversight anyways.
That's
But
true.
then again, we did. Hold on, but then again, we
Then
did
why
see
would they
the
have
room.
brought up the angle?
I know, but the part
He's
is,
just
but the
letting-
part is we could. Well, the part is we could have agreed that we should have known that there was no doors inside the rooms.
By the way,
Because each
George,
one of them had a,
George, it sounds
Yeah.
like there's crickets every single time you're talking. Just letting you know that.
Oh, I'm outside because I'm not currently in my house in my home.
Ah.
I'm visiting a birthday from my cousin, so I'm outside, getting some quiet place. So sorry if there's crickets getting in here.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Okay, it's all good. It's just figured it. I thought it was like an internet connection problem. Anyway, go ahead, Ben.
No, don't worry, I'll find a room. I'll find a place to get more quieter.
Oh no, that's fine. I thought it was a connection issue. It's not that obnoxious.
Not
Yeah,
like a
it's
zipper.
still very sorry.
Yeah, not like the zipper.
We're talking about feet, and suddenly your zipper sounded suddenly. Whoa, hold on there.
Wow, chicka wow wow.
Hey now. Wow,
Yeah,
chicka bow wow, you mean? He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride.
Along for the
Hmm.
ride? What do you mean by that?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all?
Georgian's busy, so I'm just gonna get this one live.
I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, never mind.
I'm still trying to find a quiet place. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If this person is in this photo is not Edgar,
On guard. On guard.
Matt Agard, then everything that process has tried to
Prosecution.
has tried to prove has become meaningless.
Yes.
Yep,
There you
yep.
go.
Pretty good.
Good job. Half a point for that.
I figured it would come to this.
What?
What?
Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of?
Well, I don't have to prove that.
Oh,
Who is the person wearing the nickel samurai costume? Well, it would have
It's
to be
gotta
his
be-
manager. Manager, right?
yeah, because she is shorter. She has admitted she is short. Unless it was Lotta for some reason, but she took the photo.
Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah. Why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let us hear your thoughts. Who is this person in this photograph?
My client.
Is
No, I'm joking. I'm
Michelle
joking.
Karma.
Adrian Andrews. Yeah.
Make it karma. Ugh, maybe it was her. She set this whole thing up. It was her fault. That bitch. Adrian
Adrian
Andrews.
Andrews. Adrian Andrew?
If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it's none other than this woman.
Hold on. Can we hold on for a bit? Can you guys hear a train behind?
Yeah, we could.
Behind the
Not
background?
anymore.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I
It's
will
all
try
good.
and not find. So sorry. All right, continue.
Squishy. Anyways. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? Uh-oh.
For starters,
Phoenix
she's
is now
short,
literally digging his own grave right now.
and she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she
Phoenix
had
doesn't
dinner
realize
with
this. He's
Mr. On
digging his
Guard
own
that night.
grave. Remember, she claimed she didn't do this, but now he's literally setting her up to take a fall now. Oh boy.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it.
Nick, stop.
The knife was used as a murder weapon?
Why don't you just say what it is you want, right?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around.
For Maya's sake.
The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carita. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order. It looks
guys.
like the trial
Good night,
has
man.
hit a moment of unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is
Issuing.
Issuing.
issue a
Subpoena.
subpoena. What the heck? Okay, subpoena for Miss
Adrian Andrews.
Adrian as Andrew, or whatever. A valid cannot be
Verdict.
passed without a verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
All right, this is it.
This is kind of bad for us.
Huh? What do you mean?
We didn't get a conviction.
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day.
One more
the
day?
upside of that.
Ah!
One day more.
If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya.
She's got to appear right now.
Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court.
We can't do anything.
Now then,
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. We must pass a verdict today.
I cannot do that.
I'm sorry, Nick. I'm afraid
Can
I
I
can't do
hear-
that. Maya's back. It's Maya. Or not. Oh well, there goes my points. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Well, she escaped. She has to appear. You can
Edgeworth?
just set that up for no reason.
No.
No. Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But I have lunch. Plus, I was about to have my own. I was about to have a new comb for my beard. We cannot continue due to like this unexpected development.
As a man who just recently bought his own beard comb, I understand the judge's woes. Tisk. Unexpected developments. I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
And what do you mean by that?
I'm Mother effing Edgeworth, that's what I mean. And Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What?
Wow.
What?
He's more surprised that he's agreeing with him, not the fact that he's allowing
What is
this.
the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Oh, so he was prepared.
Everything was planned out in advance by that man.
Somehow I knew there was no way Mr. Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews.
Then why did you say something?
I feel like he knows what's happening to what's happening.
Well, he does know a lot of information. Looks like this battle is far from over.
I have a feeling actually Edgeworth has caught D Killer and is holding him. It's just like, oh, by the way, Your Honor, I also found the murderer too. And everyone's going to be like, what the hell? Exactly.
Very well then. Guess I have to wait another day.
Okay, got enough blunt.
We will call the next witness. However, before we progress, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness, and at that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
All
But
right.
It's still day one of trial. It's not the end.
I will definitely say that is a good place to
never
stop for
ended.
now. That is a good place to stop for this week, everybody. We have been streaming perfectly well, I'd say. Yeah, for 3 hours. 3 hours and 12 minutes. Wow. That is nuts.
And I thought our worst time was the event was getting daddies all that time. I forgot how many hours it took us.
Wow. Well, either way, everybody, that will be it for this week. No more games for rest of the week. But yeah, no more games for the remainder of today. We are done. And we will go ahead and see what happens next time. Hopefully we get that Mario and Luigi thing done with the amount of delays on that one. But yeah. So we'll see you guys next week for some more Phoenix Wright shenanigans. And until then, everybody, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Boy.